Cumberland Island. The southernmost herd of wild horses can be found on Cumberland Island, Georgia. This island is managed by the U.S. Park Service as the Cumberland Island National Seashore. Visitors usually take a ferry to the island from St. Mary's, Georgia, which is approximately 10 miles from the Florida state line via I-95. The island itself is approximately 18 miles long and up to 3 miles wide at certain points, encompassing approximately 36,000 acres. Some people consider it to be one of the most diverse and interesting islands inhabited by wild horses. In addition to lovely beaches, it boasts a very large subtropical forest with saw palmetto understory and Spanish moss. It also has both fresh and saltwater marshlands, high meadows, and sand dunes. A large part of this island was once owned by the Carnegie family, and they continue to be a presence on this island. Visitors can walk around the famous Dungeness Mansion ruins and grounds, as well as tour the turn-of-the-century mansion called Plum Orchard, which is managed by the Park Service. On the northern end of the island, visitors can walk around the remains of the settlement, a post-Civil War African-American community. The settlement includes the historic First African Baptist Church with the original structure dating back to 1893. Today, approximately 10% of the island is still privately owned, and much of the national seashore is designated as wilderness, allowing the island to remain unspoiled and accessible only by hiking. There are numerous ways to enjoy this island, though, and to view wild horses. Visitors can either walk or ride a bike, because there are some rental bikes available at the Sea Camp Ranger Station. Visitors can also take the Land and Legacies van tour, which is operated under the auspices of the Park Service and a private vendor. Overnight guests can stay at the Grayfield Inn, an exclusive mansion still owned and operated by a member of the Carnegie family. However, primitive camping is also available. 2 campgrounds actually offer picnic tables, fire rings, and access to freshwater bathrooms and showers. The other 3 primitive campgrounds are located in the wilderness and have no amenities. Campers must provide all their food and drink and carry out all trash. If you are interested in a day trip to view the wild horses, you will start your adventure at St. Mary's, Georgia. It is a quaint little town and merits a stroll for food, shopping, and scenery. The first ferry leaves at 9 o'clock in the morning. Reservations are required because there is a daily limit of 300 visitors per day. It is desirable to arrive by 8 o'clock, though, because a ranger gathers visitors together for important information for the trip. Remember to pack your own lunch. The ferry ride is approximately 45 minutes. If you have made reservations for the Land and Legacies tour, you will stay on the ferry for its second stop at the Sea Camp Ranger Station. If you are going to walk and explore on your own, we recommend getting off at the first stop, which is the Ice House Museum. There you will find lovely wide paths through beautiful grounds which will lead you to the Dungeness ruins. If you are interested, there are signs about a self-guided tour which you access through your phone. Once at the ruins, horses will most likely be visible. It is one of their favorite haunts, along with the marshland behind the ruins. Pathways will lead you all around this area and take you by a historic graveyard. Beyond that is a large carriage house and other compound areas, buildings now in use by the Park Service. Horses can be sighted in these areas too. Once on the beach, you may or may not see horses. They do go to the water from time to time and into the water for relief from the insects and heat. Even if you do not see horses, though, you will see signs that they have been there. At this point, take a beach walk northward about 1 mile and look for a black and white marker pole which indicates the cutover path to the Sea Camp Ranger Station and ferry pickup. Along this path, you will walk through the magnificent forest, passing campsites. Because of the thick understory, it is more difficult to see horses in this area. If you have extra time, you could walk or bike, again available at the ranger station, northward on the main road, taking you to the Stafford plantation where there are usually horses grazing in the open fields. This is the only main road on the island and you cannot miss it. If you opt for the Land and Legacies van tour, you will start that journey at the second ferry stop, which is the location of the Sea Camp Ranger Station. We have taken this tour and highly recommend it. It goes to the far north end of the island, stopping at Plum Orchard and the settlement. Our guide talked to us all day long, sharing the rich history of Cumberland Island and the horses. We stopped to photograph horses, and we actually saw a few walking along the main road. If time permits, the guides are willing to extend the tour to include Dungeness. We actually believe that the best way to enjoy Cumberland Island is to make it a 2-day adventure. Walk the southern end of the island first and take the tour the second day. It is too large to explore in one day. Currently, the herd size is approximately 150 horses. Early documents indicate that wild horses lived on Cumberland Island in the 1700s. Their bloodlines have been mixed with many different horse breeds as previous owners throughout the centuries have introduced different kinds of horses into the herds. Most of the horses were sold after the Civil War, but there are records indicating that Robert Stafford, a large landowner, did maintain a herd of marsh tackies, as they were called. It should be noted that, of all the herds, the Cumberland horses live with the least amount of human intervention. They are not darted with contraceptives. In times of drought, the death rate climbs as food and water become scarce. Every year this herd is counted by about 30 volunteers, and the herd size remains fairly constant at 150, which seems to be the island's carrying capacity, or the number of horses that the land can sustain. Some people are concerned that the horses cause environmental damage, but research is actually showing that they are not disrupting the ecosystems. For all people who enjoy the wild horses, this is welcome news indeed.